Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Chapter number 12, topic 1, that is introduction to this particular chapter and also what is the meaning of personality. Now, let me first walk you through the various learning objectives of this particular chapter. After studying this chapter, you should be able to explain the concept of personality, as in what is personality and how is it defined. Also, you'll be in a position to explain self-concept and self-esteem. Now, these are two terms that I had taken up with you in one of my previous videos also. I had conveyed to you that self-concept is basically when we use the I and me statements. When we say, I like this, I like that, this defines me, this does not define me. So basically, self-concept is all about your own self. You in totality. Self-esteem, on the other hand, is the evaluative component, whether you evaluate yourself in a positive light or a negative light. In other words, how much of worth you attach to your own self. This particular chapter will also help you to understand the nature as well as the various characteristics of personality. It will enable you to distinguish between the various types of personality. Now, there can be different types of personality. We have a lot of individual differences. While one person may have one kind of a personality, other person will have a different kind of personality. So what are the various types of personality? You'll be able to get an understanding about that as well. Also, you will learn various methods of personality assessment. So first of all, you'll get to know why exactly is assessment of personality essential, and then what are the various methods which can be employed so as to assess a person's personality. A personality is the external appearance of a person, how you appear physically, right? Physical characteristics. At the same time, it's also about the inner self, things which are not visible to the other people, but your own inner self. That also is subsumed under the term personality. Now, importance of mental health. Why is it important? And how education can help in improving personality adjustment in children. This is specifically discussed in this particular unit and chapter. Now let's look at this word personality. What is the origin of this word? Now, personality word actually came up from the Latin word persona. And persona means a mask which the Greek actors used to use before they went on the stage. So this was actually a mask which would hide the real face of the actor. So this is something that was used in the ancient times. This was the understanding. So in the olden days, personality was meant the outward appearance of a person. So only the outward appearance of a person would define the personality of a person. But today the word personality has a very big connotation. Personality is very inclusive concept which covers each and every characteristic or trait which a particular person possesses. So now it has a huge meaning under it. Let's look at the various definitions of personality one by one. So Enel Mon says that personality may be defined as the integration of an individual's structure, physical structure, plus the various modes of behavior. So is he an aggressive kind of a person? Is he a very calm and controlled kind of a person? Various modes of behavior also defines his personality. His interest in various things and people, that also defines his personality. Also his attitudes towards particular things, places, objects, or ideology in particular also comes under his personality. His capacities, abilities, how much he is good in a particular task, his aptitude, how much of potential he has to grow as a person. All these things together, they define a person's personality. Now, C.B. Good defines personality as the total psychological and social reaction of an individual. Synthesis of his subjective, which means how he interprets or understands the world around him. Synthesis of his emotional, that is his emotions and sentiments, for various things in his life, as well as comprehensively his mental life. All these things together form a person's personality. Valentine says personality is the sum total of innate as well as acquired dispositions. So a lot of it is determined by your genes, something that you're born with, and many characteristics of your personality are actually determined by your experience. So as you grow older, you acquire those characteristics. Moving ahead. Now, J.B. Watson, he is a very famous behaviorist. He defined personality as the sum of activities that can be discovered by actual observations over a long period of time. So basically, when you observe a person, now this observation may be direct observation, it may be indirect observation, but when you observe a person for a long period of time, it helps you to assess his personality, and it actually gives reliable information. Woodward states that personality is a quality of an individual according to one's total behavior. So you can term it as a quality. You can also refer to it as a virtue that a person has or possesses. So this is Woodward's understanding of personality. Cattell is a very famous intelligence theorist. He's also done work in personality. He says that personality is that which permits a prediction of according to which a person will do something in a given situation. So if you are aware of somebody's personality, you will be in a position to predict how he is going to act in a particular situation. G.W. Alport says that personality is the dynamic organization. Why dynamic? Because personality keeps on changing. The core elements of your personality remain the same. However, the peripheral aspects or the secondary aspects, they undergo a change. So he says that it's the dynamic organization within the individual of those psychophysical systems. Psycho, that's your psychological part. At the same time, your physical, your body also has an influence on a person's personality that determine his characteristic behavior as well as his thought. So this psychophysical system determines how you behave in a particular situation, whether you are, very open and warm, welcoming when you interact with other people or no, you withdraw from other people. So that's your characteristic behavior as well as your thought patterns. Whether you have a positive thinking towards a particular thing or you usually have a negative thinking towards maybe your own self, other people, and life in general. Now, this is the definition which is given by Morton Prince. He says that personality is the sum total or aggregate of all the biological innate dispositions. So it's important to understand that it's about your dispositions, positive disposition as well as some negative elements of your disposition. So whether you hate somebody or not, that will also come under your personality, your various impulses, whether it's a sexual urge or impulse, whether it is an urge or impulse to ask questions, curiosity, could be to hit someone. So physical impulse, aggressive impulse, or the tendencies that you have. Appetite, hunger appetite, appetite or need for safety or maybe financial security, and various instincts of the individual as well as the dispositions and tendencies which are acquired by experience. So over a period of time, as you're growing older, as you're maturing, you keep acquiring them. Burgess says that it is the integration of all the traits which determine the role and status of a person in society. So it's a combination of all your traits which finally determines your role and status. So if a person has a very good personality, so naturally he is a very good candidate for getting a good job also. Good offers he will get. So his role and status in the society will also possibly be high. If there is a person who has a very poor personality, so there are chances that nobody will, employ him. So that way his role and status may suffer in a society, which are related to this particular topic that I've taken in this video. So under the category of very short answer questions, you have question number 1, which says, what is persona? Question number 2, which says, what did persona mean in the ancient times? Then question number 3, which says, what do you learn about personality from J.B. Watson's definition? We have discussed that as well. Under the category of short answer question, you have a question, what is personality? So all these questions have been discussed in this video.